Welcome to the first game I ever played, I think. It was either this or Commander Keen Episode 1. I really can't remember. They both came with our first computer, but I think I played Jill in the shop where we bought it, before we bought it. So I'm going to say it was probably this. Jill of the Jungle. This was a shareware title. This is the registered version, released by Epic Megagames. It was the follow-up to ZZT, or ZZT. And boy, you couldn't ask for a much bigger jump in tech from ASCII characters to 256 color VGA graphics with full digital sound support. So let's have a look. All right, so yes, you can see there digital sound blast, the musical soundtrack, and 256 color VGA graphics. You can actually play this in 16 color mode, and it doesn't look terrible, but the game was clearly made for 256 colors. So that is how we're going to be playing it. The story. You are Jill of the Jungle. Beautiful star, brave and beautiful star of this game. Your journey will lead you through startling action and puzzle sequences as you zoom through 16 gigantic levels. Sort of. So fasten your seatbelt and prepare for the journey of your lifetime. After all, who says a lady can't slay a few monsters? Hint, there are a lot of surprises hidden in this game, including a secret bonus level. So you'll notice that there wasn't actually a story there. But yeah, there's also instructions. Epic Mega Thriller. You might have noticed before it was called a Mega Series as well. So we can get apples for health. This is a jungle, not Disneyland, so expect to be challenged. And it does tell you that the knife has momentum, and yeah, using it is a bit of an art. So yeah, little note there from Tim Sweeney. Okay, so we get a gem. Gems open doors on the map. They also actually open doors in some levels, but that's not immediately relevant. So Jill bounds through the boulders. As iconic a level 1 as I think there has ever been. That is really loud. Like, I have the volume quite low and that is still deafening. Okay. So yeah. Level 1 is fairly light on platforming challenge, but does contain sort of the stuff you need to learn for the rest of the game, and challenges you to go hunting off the beaten path, and challenges you to time your jumps better than I am. So Jill does not have smooth scrolling, which had been pioneered a few months before its release by Commander Keen. Pioneered on PC anyway. Jill has everything to grid, basically. So you will notice that she can be frozen in her running animation like that. It's all very to grid, like Duke Nukem was if you watched my playthrough of that, but nice little trick there with the knife, trying to get it to kill the frog. The frogs are one of the most annoying enemies in the game. They've got a relatively small hitbox, and the way they jump means that they can often arc into you or go over or under your knife throw. Now, there is a little secret passage there, and you can take it, but it's purely for bragging rights, as it actually doesn't really offer you anything. So we'll just enter the jungle map. Grab an apple. In the shareware version, many of the apples like that one, and a couple of the ones in the main map, give you little messages which are essentially talking about other Epic Megagames stuff, or trashing on Apogee, or any number of little bits and pieces. I think there's one that trashes on Mario Brothers as well, basically saying how all the other platforming heroes are going to have to retire. Alright, so this is the forest. the first of a few levels to bear that title. And it introduces us to a couple of new mechanics. The vine climbing, which if I'd gone for the secret area, we would have already seen, but also great big pits of spikes, and beehives, which you want to destroy as fast as you can. The ants are also interesting in that they can't immediately be killed by the weapon we've got because they're too low. You have to get them to be in a position. You have to either get the knife to flow with momentum or get the ant in... Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so we can get the key, but we can also get the extra jumping power. Now you definitely don't need to do this, but there is a nice little bonus area with the extra jumping power, and that's sort of... This level is the first to play with that mechanic, which will become a recurring theme of the game. So here we find ants, but we're able to deal with them a bit more effectively because we can stand on platforms that put us level with them and allow us to just shoot the knife. Also does a bit more training on how you can jump from vine to vine. It's basically teaching you a lot of the mechanics that you will need for the game. Also something interesting, I thought this was a DOSBox problem, but I think it actually might be a hardware problem because I have run into this on computers where I ran this game natively. But in some versions of the game, the lava doesn't animate, and that is usually your first giveaway that you've got a particular version, which isn't a major problem. It just looks a little odd. But it also is indicative of another problem that the game can have in some of its versions, where not only does the lava not animate, but certain barriers that you can activate and deactivate won't appear and disappear correctly. Alright, so we've got a key. We've done the first two levels and opened up a much bigger chunk of the map level here. So you can see here level 3 to our left, level 7, and level 6. Not in a massively intuitive order. And we've also got this little thing here, which is the dungeon. We will need to find 2 gems to enter the dungeon, and we can find them in these levels that we've opened up. If you're wondering where level 4 and 5 are, we'll come to that momentarily. Let's go into level 3, the hut. Alright. So the hut is also full of interesting new mechanics to learn, and is one of the game's most iconic levels. It also begins the game toying with the idea of, oh, did the knife get stuck? The knife got stuck. So the knife can get stuck, and it's a pain. So you'll notice with each hit that we land on the snake, it is getting shorter. I am burning through a lot of health, not being careful. You can just leave the knife there and the snake will just run into it over and over and eventually die. But, you know. So we will take care of the snake. It's worth 35 points, which I'm pretty sure is the most of any enemy in the game. These torches are meant to be an obstacle. You dodge them when they're on fire. They have a bit of a wonky hitbox and the timing can sometimes be a bit off. So sometimes you can hit them even when they're not on fire and they will still hurt you. This snake is a bit easier to deal with. You can, if you're feeling really tricksy, do that and loop the knife around. Teaches you a lot of your knife mechanics. Get the crabs out of the way and... Alright. Now, that's closed off level 3 to us. So let's carry on to level 4. Level 4 introduces us to the ghost enemies, who I suppose are sort of based on the Pac-Man ghosts. Definitely give that impression. Anyway, they can't be killed by us with the knife, so we just have to dodge them for the moment. Okay. Key. And now we can go back and finish level 4. I mean, it's not much of a level. But as we enter level 5, level 4 closes off to us. So hope you got the health if you wanted it. Yeah, see, that's what I meant about the dodgy hitbox on those torches. Sometimes they will just hurt you and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, those boulders aren't much fun either. Yep, there we go again. Okay, so let's try and hit the crab. Got it. Key and whoops. Try that again. Hop over here and then we can hop back and grab the health because we're running quite low. Alright, boy, that's a tricky rolling boulder to dodge. Not quite sure when I got the third knife, if I'm honest with you. Okay. Here comes another boulder. Wait for that knife to settle. Oh no. See, the knives can sometimes accidentally generate extra knives. It's a bit of a flaw in the gameplay logic. And here is our first gem. And there is the creepy skull thing. Always weirded me out. We never understood what it was meant to be about. You can't hit it, it's just decorative. But that's the creepy skull thing. And Jill enters the jungle map. Okay, so that's level 3, 4, and 5. Now let's do level 6. The castle. This level used to give me and my sister endless difficulty to the point where in a lot of our playthroughs we just never did it. Largely because of that jump, which we will come back to. So this level is about collecting keys. It's just a great big key collectathon. Blocking off various paths. There are no weapons in this level, but that's okay because there are no enemies either. It's all just about your jumping skills. And it's particularly about one jumping skill, which is the one that nets you this key down here. Oh, I just fell past. As it says, it's tricky. But doable. But when I was younger, we didn't think it was that doable, and so we just skipped it a lot. So we still need one more key, which just there. And then we can run through these doors, get another key, and get our next gem, and return to the jungle map. We don't need the health on the jungle map. Your health restores each time you leave a level, but it's nice. So we're going to finish this part off now. I was thinking about finishing with the end of the next level, because that would make more sense in terms of game structure. But the fact is that the first part of the game is just longer than the other parts. So we will leave it here, and I will return with the next level, which is also called the Forest, level 7, which is one of my all-time favorite levels of any game ever. So thank you for joining me for this new playthrough, this new Let's Play of the Jill trilogy, and I hope you'll join me next time when we venture into the forest.